Hi Virgo, this is Kajora Lovely with your general reading for the month of September 2019. For those of you who are curious, I'm reading with the Steampunk Tarot. And also, happy birthday! I hope you guys all have a wonderful birthday, and I wish you a happy new year ahead. Whoa. One thing I will say to keep in mind is that your birthday is like your new year. So if things feel kind of wonky leading up to it, it's not just you. That's kind of normal. But usually I find within a couple weeks after my birthday, I start to feel better after that. But everybody's different. But you can always treat your birthday like your personal new year, that you're kind of resetting, recalibrating. And whatever you can do whatever you want. And also think of it in terms of what is it that you want to be doing the rest of the year, setting the tone for the day, that kind of thing. Anyway, let's see. Where you are this month is the moon. Everybody's been getting this card this month. It's interesting because this is the card of the sign of Pisces, which is your opposite. And there is a full moon in Pisces on Saturday, September 14th. And let's see. Let me see that better. Usually this is about exploring your subconscious, that there are some messages in there. It's about your dreams, about kind of going inward, going within. It could mean that you might have some revelations this month, especially around the full moon. And if your birthday's around there, it might be extra heavy. What I'm hearing is pause for a period of reflection. So it may also be taking some time to yourselves this month to kind of listen to yourselves about what you want, what you're thinking, checking in, seeing how you feel. What's influencing you is the Knight of Swords. There's something that you're kind of going for this month. Usually I see the Knight of Swords as you don't care if there's an army behind you, you're ready to go into battle. Because whatever battle is, it's something that you have been waiting for, maybe for a long time. And so when it approaches, you're like, hell yeah, I'm going in there. And you're not scared. What's interesting is you actually have two knights. You also have the Knight of Pentacles, which is your element. The Knight of Pentacles I usually see as when it comes to work, home, or money. It could also be literally anything else. That you're taking methodical, realistic steps forward to accomplish your goals, to gain what you want, and to gain momentum on what you want. So if there's something that you've been working toward for a while, you're taking methodical steps to get there, to get to the outcome that you want. You're also experiencing the Five of Cups. So this is usually feeling like more things are going wrong than are going right. With this card, it's often that there are 3 cups of wine that are knocked over and 2 cups of wine that are still upright. So with that, it's often that it's not that everything is going wrong, but it can often feel like more is going wrong than is going right. And yeah, you may be feeling a little bit of an imbalance this month, a little, let's say, emotional upset, because where you are this month is also the Page of Cups in reverse. So this is you feeling like, is good news ever coming? and in sort of that tone of like, really? Why? Why does this keep happening? That kind of energy. And because of that, there could be something where you're meant to leave a situation behind. Usually I feel, negative emotions don't necessarily happen for no reason. It's often because you're meant to do something with it. You're being put into a difficult or uncomfortable situation because you're meant to leave something behind. The Eight of Cups usually is where you're working on something, but you're incomplete, but you get to a point where you're like, you know what? This isn't really worth it anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm done. You're fed up. And so you're walking out. You're saying, I'm slipping away into the night, or handing in your notice, or ending something, whatever that may be. But it's something where, because the cups relate to feelings, you're not feeling very satisfied this month. You're feeling some dissatisfaction. So there's something that you're going to probably come to an end with. In the near future, you've got the Seven of Swords. So this has been a big theme the last few months, and it's about someone who is lying, cheating, stealing, manipulating, that sort of thing. So this could be an overall influence in your life or a specific person who's doing this. I'm going to pull another card on that one. Does Virgo need to know about the Seven of Swords? The Tower. Boy. Well then. So it could be that this influence exists. That's funny. This just came up for another sign too. Because something is getting knocked over. The Tower usually, so take this however this applies to you, because this could literally relate to anything in your life. The Tower relates to something, a structure in your life that exists that's not meant to last long term. It can't last long term. And so divine intervention comes in with the universe, God, or whatever, nature. And a bolt of lightning knocks the tower over and destroys it entirely. As you're falling out of the tower, you're looking at all of the cracks, all of the faults in the foundation, all of the whatever. It could be that not necessarily that it wasn't well made, but that wear and tear, time, animals, wind, water damage, whatever it is, made it so that this was not going to last no matter what. Whatever foundation this thing was on, it was not going to stick around anyway. And I say that because it's important to not have this also strips you of illusions that you've had about something. So if, say, you're in a situation that you think is going great and then all of a sudden everything falls apart and you feel blindsided, as it's falling apart or shortly thereafter, you're going to start seeing things for what they really were, and then say to yourself, oh, that's why that didn't last. We've all had those moments in our lives where something happens and you're like, oh, that's why that fell apart. That was not going to last. And it might be easy to kind of think about it as, oh, well, are we sure? Sure. But no. So what I'm hearing is be truthful, open, and honest with yourselves about whatever this thing is. Because whatever it is, it's going to be pretty much destroyed. And then a new thing will come about either in its place, or it's literally like you'll move to a new location of some sort. It could be related to this, which you're moving on from. But the Tower usually is a big life lesson. It's painful in the moment. Usually later on, you'll be glad that it happened. As difficult as that may sound. As far as the long-term future, you've got the Five of Pentacles. So, this isn't always a very happy card, but I would say it comes with a lesson, so you can keep that in mind this month as far as trajectory, where you're going in your mindset. So usually with this, it's there's a lot of parables in each of these tarot cards. This one is about typically a leper and an older woman who's not well, who are walking by a church in the middle of winter at nighttime. And it is about a mindset of scarcity, lack, not having enough, of kind of telling yourself that story or believing it to the point of, woe is me, everything is so terrible, why is everything so bad, why is everything out to get me? But they're walking by a church or a building where people would take them in, would offer them a bed, a hot meal, and some warmth, some shelter, some comfort and support. And so it's also about noticing those opportunities when they show up literally right next to you. Which I often see as, instead of kind of looking down at, oh, gee, look at all the stuff down here where everything's going wrong, of looking for other opportunities and seeing what else is there. So I usually see it as the messages, instead of focusing on just what's bad, of looking up and around and seeing what else is there, what else exists, and see if there's literally somebody just out of your view that is offering a helping hand, or even some advice, or clothes, or whatever it is, that is offering you some guidance, support, and help at this time. So usually with that, I feel like it's not getting into the mindset of scarcity or lack. I feel like there isn't enough and that things are out to get you, which is also very easy with the Five of Cups. It's interesting, you got two fives. Fives are usually about instability and conflict. You didn't get the two other fives, which are about the conflict. You got the two fives that are about instability. So I think it's also... Sorry, I'm getting like 2 messages at once. There's something about the discomfort is moving you out of or beyond distraction. So I'm guessing that it's something where if they're in a difficult or uncomfortable situation, it's literally because the universe is stepping in to say, you need to move on up out of this thing and go into something else, again, with this leaving. So that makes sense too with the listening to your subconscious and the messages that come up this month, seeing what messages come up, seeing what comes up for you, what dreams are you having, what are you noticing? Are you seeing repeating numbers? What do they mean? That sort of thing. And I'll just give you my quick handy guide. I see 000, starting a whole new chapter. 111, new beginning. 222, partnerships. Also good news. 333 can be about aligning mind, body, and spirit. What else do I see 333? Usually is a divine message. And let's see, 444, things are moving forward as they should. 555, change is coming. 666, take a step back, reanalyze the situation before you do anything. 777 is about tuning into your spiritual gifts and ability. 888 is prosperity, sometimes also a new beginning. 999 is about an ending of some sort. 1111, well, there's so many things that you could say about that one, because it can be a portal. It can be, again, a new beginning. A lot of those, I feel like if you see them and you feel like you're not quite getting the message, Google it, see the different results that come up, and see the one that resonates with you. Because if you stop seeing it, I often find that means that you heard the message. I feel if you keep seeing it, it's either reiterating it and reminding you of it, or it's because you didn't quite get it yet. There's something else in there that you're meant to see. So, let's see. What other messages do you have? What's something Virgo should keep in mind for the month of September? Okay. So, these 3 go together, so I'm going to read these first. 8 of Pentacles in reverse means that when it comes to work, you may not necessarily want to put in the time, or necessarily work, sorry. It could be anything. This is usually anything where you're putting in energy, effort, time to make something happen. So that could also be a relationship, a family dynamic, a friendship, but it could also be a job. But it's something where you don't want to put in the work. And it could be because you're not feeling personally satisfied. You're not feeling happy in this situation for whatever it is. And when I ask what you can do, it's the sun. So the sun is about having gratitude for the things that are going right, noticing the things that are going right in any given situation. It's also sometimes a sign of good things to come, of recognition or celebrity, that kind of thing, things going well. Yeah. So what else is for you to keep in mind? The Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is, I want to be like, everyone's favorite card, but not really. Usually it's about you're in a situation that you don't necessarily want to be in. You're kind of in a holding pattern for a moment. You're literally hanging there thinking, why the hell am I strung up to this tree? I don't like this. This is uncomfortable. I don't really want to be here. So it's usually a dynamic or a situation where you are waiting. You're not really happy, but it's also not horrible. So there's something to be said for that. But also you're not really feeling good either. You don't really feel great about this situation, whatever it is. Often the lesson with this card is that there's something you're meant to see in that position. You're kind of, while you're hanging there upside down, you're changing your perspective on how you see certain things. So there may be an opportunity for you to gain new perspective on something, to see something from a whole new view than how you saw it before. I feel like for some of you, if there's a situation or a dynamic that you don't want to be in, there's a lesson to be learned there. So I will say often the sooner the lesson learned, the sooner you can get out of it. You could look at it that way. And because of that, you've got, this can also be separate. Page of Swords, you're looking for new opportunities this month. This could be related to anything, but I feel like if there's something where again, we have a lot of dissatisfaction here. Tower, things are changing. You might be moving into a period of, what I should also clarify with this too is this is the future period as it is now. This is not set in stone. It's not. Sometimes tarot readings can literally be an FYI, if you're proceeding the way that you are now, this is what will happen. And even I feel getting the tarot reading can change that. So I would say as you're proceeding now, you could be coming into this mindset or period of lack, but that explains why they're saying look for new opportunities to make yourself available, but also satisfied, happy, feeling more compassionate, more capable, more powerful, more strong. So whatever it is, I feel like it's actually the situation that you're in that you're not really happy about. It's kind of eating away at you a little bit, where you feel a little bit like, oh, why don't you just take another big chunk out of my soul? That kind of energy. So yeah, I'm hearing look for opportunities where you can do the damn thing, which I take as situations where you can do something where you feel more in control, you feel more powerful, more credible, more strong. It's easier for you in a way, if that makes sense. And also what you've got is the Hierophant. So this could be a Taurus, possibly, that you're working with, or it's also about, let's see, religion, patriarchy, structure. In this particular deck, it's this little adorable old man who is just telling stories. In other decks, like the Modern Spellcasters Tarot, for those of you who are tarot nerds, you can always Google image search that one. It's super creepy. In this one, it's adorable. So I always get a good feeling with this one. I feel like it's actually a chance to share wisdom, whether it's somebody telling you a story or you receiving a story of wisdom from someone else, which is interesting. I've never thought of the card as being that before, but I feel in this case it's that there's some kind of truth nugget in there for you. So if some random person randomly starts telling you a story and you're like, why are you even talking to me? I don't know you, dude. You could just listen because it feels like there's something in there where almost like even with your group of friends and someone comes over and is like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, why is this happening? That your friends might be like, what was that? That was random. But there might be something where you're like, oh, damn, there was some truth in that. I mean, it could be a random person on the street. It could be a child. It could be, I feel like, a senior citizen. It could be, literally anybody. And so it's not that you have to go asking people for stories. I feel like it'll come to you if it's meant to. But it could even, I feel like it's more, I was going to say it could be reversed, but I feel like it's more someone's going to come to you and tell you a story of some sort at some random point when you're going to forget that you even heard this reading. Unless partway through you're like, oh, wait. And tell you something that will bring truth to light. That's what somebody's saying. So it'll illuminate something for you. So I feel like whoever it is, I feel like there's also someone who has good intentions for you. Someone who has a kind feeling towards you. So it could also be somebody who wants to help you build a foundation or some sort, or give you information that would help you in that case. So, to recap, you're going through it a little bit this month. You've got some unhappiness, but you're working on a project. You got 2 nights, so you've got some news coming. You're diving into something. In the near future, you've got some kind of change coming, erupting. You may be feeling some dissatisfaction, and which could relate to you, lead to you leaving something behind. Don't forget to practice gratitude and notice the good that's going on in your life. You may be in a situation you're not super stoked about, but there's a lesson that you're meant to learn while you're there. And you're meant to stay on the lookout for new opportunities. You've got 2 nights, 2 pages. One of the pages is in reverse, but you've got some news flowing your way this month. So it should be interesting. So Again, happy birthday to all the Virgos celebrating this month and also last month, since I missed you last month. I hope all of you have a wonderful birthday, and I wish you a very happy, prosperous, stable, good new year ahead. And I hope all of you have a wonderful month of September. I'll see all of you again next month.